The last time I told you guys to make sure you finish the entire video, we dropped the masterpiece dribbling guide, and you all showed it so much love. But today, I'm about to share something even more game-changing. I'm giving you a concept straight out of my paid one-on-one sessions, for free. That's right, the same concept that transformed players who were ready to quit the game entirely. Let me tell you about Senor. This guy was on the verge of uninstalling EAFC. He was stuck in Division 4, frustrated, overwhelmed, and honestly, just done with the game. But after I taught him what I'm about to teach you in this video, he went on an absolute tear, winning 4 in a row and hitting Division 3 for the first time ever. Division 3 factorial. And this was a guy who was a hard-stuck Division 5 player, or take Pear, my star pupil. This guy went from Division 3 to Division 1 in less than 4 days. Less than 4 days. If you're a channel member or you've been in my live streams, you've seen me coach him firsthand. The results speak for themselves. This isn't just some random theory. It's a tested, proven, and guaranteed method to level up your game. Before we dive in, I've got to give a massive shout out to Ali. He's the brains behind a lot of this. And honestly, without him, this video wouldn't be possible. So Ali, you're the real MVP. Now if you're ready to take your game to the next level, to stop feeling overwhelmed and start dominating, then stick around. Because what I'm about to teach you is going to change the way you play EAFC forever. Let's get into it. A lot of players in EAFC struggle with one key thing: how to properly use their players, whether it's positioning in attack or organizing their defense. If you've ever felt like your team is out of place or you're not getting the most out of your formation, this video is for you. Today, we're breaking down the 4-2-1-3, one of the most popular formations in the game, and I'm going to show you how to use it to its full potential. We'll start with how to defend effectively with this formation, making sure you're solid at the back and not leaving gaps for your opponent to exploit. Then we'll flip the script and talk about how to counterattack in a devastating way, turning defense into offense in the blink of an eye. But here's the thing, this isn't just about the 4-2-1-3. By the end of this video, I want to change the way you think about formations and tactics altogether. I'm going to give you advanced game sense that you probably didn't even know was possible. So, if you're ready to take your game to the next level, pay close attention. This is where it starts. When it comes to defending in EAFC, one of the most common phrases you'll hear from pro players, coaches, or even YouTubers is keep your shape. But what does this really mean? For many, it's a vague instruction that doesn't get broken down into actionable steps. Today, I want to dive deep into this concept and explain how you can apply it to your gameplay, specifically using the 4-2-1-3 formation. This formation is not only versatile, but also provides a solid structure for understanding how to maintain defensive shape effectively. The 4-2-1-3 formation consists of 4 defenders, 2 central defenders and 2 fullbacks, 2 central defensive midfielders, 1 attacking midfielder, cam, and 3 forwards, left wing, right wing, and striker. The key to keeping your shape in this formation lies in ensuring that each player stays within their designated box or zone on the pitch. This means that players should not stray too far from their assigned areas, as doing so can disrupt the team's defensive structure and leave gaps for the opposition to exploit. For example, when the ball is on the left side of the pitch, your left back should be responsible for covering that specific area. Similarly, when the ball shifts to the right side, your right back should take charge of that zone. The same principle applies to your wingers, who should stay wide and not drift too far inward. The cam and striker, on the other hand, have smaller zones to cover because their primary role is to stay in position to support counterattacks and maintain offensive pressure. The central defensive midfielders, CDMs, play a crucial role in maintaining shape. Their job is to block passing lanes and prevent the opposition from advancing the ball to their striker. By staying disciplined in their positions, the CDMs can intercept passes and break up play, reducing the workload on the central defenders. This is where the concept of holding your line comes into play. As a defender, you don't want to back up too much or push forward unnecessarily. Instead, you should move laterally, left to right, and force the opponent to come to you. This approach ensures that your defensive structure remains intact and that you're not caught out of position. The importance of discipline in defensive positioning. One of the biggest mistakes players make when defending is overcommitting to the ball. This often happens when a player, such as the cam, drops too deep to help defend, leaving a gap in the midfield. While it might seem like a good idea to have an extra body in defense, this can actually harm your team's ability to transition quickly into attack. When you win the ball back, you want your attacking players to be in position to launch a counterattack. If your cam is too deep, there will be no one to link the play between defense and attack, making it difficult to create scoring opportunities. This is why it's so important to keep your players in their designated boxes. By doing so, you ensure that everyone is in the right position to fulfill their role, whether it's defending, intercepting passes, or supporting the attack. The central defenders, for instance, should rarely venture too far forward unless absolutely necessary. Their primary responsibility is to hold the defensive line and deal with any threats that get past the CDMs. If an opponent is sprinting toward your goal, the key is to hold your ground and not back up too much. This forces the attacker to make a decision, whether to shoot from distance or try to dribble past you, both of which can be managed effectively if you maintain your shape. Another common mistake is overusing the central defenders. Many players instinctively switch to their center backs as soon as the opponent enters their half, but this can lead to overcommitting and leaving gaps in the defense. Instead, trust your CDMs to do their job. They are there to break up play and shield the back line. Only switch to your center backs when absolutely necessary, such as when an opponent is making a run behind the defense. In these situations, you need to use your center back to cover the run and prevent a clear scoring opportunity. The attacking side. Why keeping your shape matters. Now that we've covered the defensive side of things, let's shift our focus to the attacking side. To keep it basic, your number one, and I repeat, number job in attack, is to make your opponent control his center backs. That's it. How do you get up in the field? Well, let's talk about it now. Remember how we emphasize keeping your shape while defending? Well, that discipline pays off massively when you win the ball back and transition into attack. By ensuring your players stay in their designated zones, you set yourself up for devastating counterattacks that can catch your opponent off guard. This is where the magic happens, and it's all because your players are already in their positions, ready to spring into action. When you win the ball back, whether it's with your CDM, center backs, or even your fullbacks, your team is already in a structured formation. Your left winger is in the left wing area, your cam is in his zone, and your striker is up top, ready to make runs. This makes it so much easier to not only locate your players, but also to find them with a pass. This is a golden gem of advice. Keeping your shape defensively directly translates to a seamless transition into attack. Let's break this down further. Building from the back. Getting the ball out of your danger zone. The first rule of transitioning into attack is to get the ball out of your danger zone, the area close to your goal, and into your opponent's danger zone as quickly and efficiently as possible. When you win the ball back, your immediate goal should be to move the ball forward while maintaining control and composure. This is where your fullbacks, left back and right back, come into play. If you win the ball with your CDM or center backs, Don't just blindly boot it up the field. Instead, look to play the ball out wide to your fullbacks. Why? Because your fullbacks are usually in space and can act as the starting point for your build-up play. Once the ball is with your fullback, your next objective is to find your winger. However, sometimes your winger might be too far up the pitch, making it difficult to play a direct pass to them. This is where the R1 or RB on Xbox button becomes your best friend. By holding R1, you can call your winger short, instructing them to come closer to receive the ball. This simple mechanic ensures that you maintain possession and keep the ball moving forward. Once your winger receives the ball, you are now in a position to advance into your opponent's half. The key here is to be patient and methodical. Don't rush your passes. Your goal is to progress the ball up the field while keeping it away from your own goal. Exploiting the opponent's half, player runs, and quick play. Once you've successfully moved the ball into your opponent's half, it's time to exploit their defensive weaknesses. This is where player runs and quick play come into play. In EAFC 25, triggering player runs and playing quickly can completely dismantle your opponent's defense, especially if they're still recovering from your counterattack. Player run triggers. Player runs are one of the most effective tools in your attacking arsenal. By triggering runs, you can create space, drag defenders out of position, and open up passing lanes. Here's how you can do it. L1 or LB on Xbox, plus pass, X on PlayStation, A on Xbox. This is the classic give and go or 1-2 pass. When you pass the ball to a teammate, immediately hold L1 and point the left stick in the direction you want your player to run. This will trigger the passer to make a forward run, creating an option for a return pass. L1 plus left stick flick. This allows you to manually trigger a run for a specific player. Point the right stick in the direction of the player you want to make a run, and they'll sprint forward. This is particularly useful for sending your striker or wingers on diagonal runs behind the defense. R1 or RB plus left stick flick. This triggers a come short command, which is useful when you want a player to drop back and offer a passing option. This is great for maintaining possession and creating space. By using these run triggers effectively, you can manipulate the opponent's defense and create scoring opportunities. For example, if your striker is being marked tightly, you can trigger a run for your cam to drag the defender away, opening up space for your striker to receive the ball. Quick play. Once you've triggered runs and created space, it's time to play quickly. Quick, incisive passing is the key to breaking down your opponent's defense. Here's how you can do it. One-touch passing. Use one-touch passes, passing the ball immediately after receiving it, to keep the ball moving and prevent the opponent from closing you down. This is especially effective when combined with player runs, as it allows you to exploit gaps in the defense before they can react. Through balls. Triangle on PlayStation, Y on Xbox. When you see a player making a run behind the defense, use a through ball to send them in on goal. This is particularly effective with fast wingers or strikers who can outpace the defense. Switching the play. If the opponent is overloading one side of the pitch, quickly switch the play to the opposite flank using a long pass. L1 plus square on PlayStation, LB plus X on Xbox. This can catch the opponent off guard and create space for your winger to attack. Putting it all together, a deadly counterattack. Let's tie everything together with an example of a deadly counterattack in EAFC 25. Winning the ball. You intercept a pass with your CDM in your own half. Instead of panicking, you calmly pass the ball to your left back or right back, who is in space, building up. Your left back receives the ball, and you notice your left winger is too far up the pitch. You hold one run to call him short, and he comes closer to receive the ball. Advancing into the opponent's half, your left winger receives the ball and starts dribbling forward. You trigger a run for your cam using L1 plus right stick flick, sending him into the space between the opponent's midfield and defense, creating the chance. You play a quick one-touch pass to your cam, who then plays a through ball to your striker, who has made a diagonal run behind the defense. Your striker is now one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and you slot the ball into the back of the net. This entire sequence is possible because you kept your shape defensively, allowing your players to be in the right positions to launch a quick and effective counterattack. By mastering these concepts, you'll be able to dominate your opponents in EAFC 25 and score goals with ease. Remember, the key is to stay disciplined, be patient, and exploit the opportunities that arise. If you found this breakdown helpful and you're serious about taking your game to the next level, I've got you covered. For one-on-one coaching, the link is in the pinned comment. Click it, and let's work together to transform your gameplay. And if you want a full, in-depth guide where I personally explain these concepts step by step, check out the latest video on Retro Academy, my online academy, where I teach you everything you need to dominate EAFC. So far, we've got over 20 videos breaking down the basics, advanced tactics, and everything in between. Just ask my boy Talal. He joined the academy, applied what he learned, and messaged me with some incredible results. That could be you. Before I go, I've got to give a massive shout out to Kaden for the incredible graphics you saw in this video. Seriously, he's a legend. And a huge thank you to Coach Ali for helping me refine this concept and make it as clear as possible for you all. I'll be sharing a direct link to book him on a one-on-one coaching as well. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more tips, tutorials, and guides. And if you're ready to take your game to the next level, I'll see you in the academy or in a one-on-one session. Until next time, keep grinding and take care, fam.